Double Wednesday here in Barcelona. We had not only 2 more races for the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, we also had 4 matches as part of the Louis Vuitton Cup Semi-Final for the 37th America's Cup right here. Now, the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, 2 races today. We had 2 yesterday. I managed to speak to 4 of the helms, so we'll have a little bit of a look at the interviews with them. Rossa, Prada, Pirelli, with Marco and Gigi on the helm. Out in front, there's some margin back to the next teams, and it'll be really interesting to see how this unfolds, given that tomorrow will be the start of the racing for Group B, the invited teams. So all of those with parent America's Cup teams were yesterday and today, given that we had a bit of a delay yesterday, and then tomorrow we see all of the invited teams. We also had those 2 matches for the Louis Vuitton Semi. Now we know that INEOS Britannia, helmed by Sir Ben Ainslie, will be going through to the Challenger Cup Final, the Louis Vuitton Cup Final. And we also know now that it's match point still for Rossa, Prada, Pirelli, but it's now 4-3 to New York Yacht Club American Magic after they took 2 wins today. 2-0 to New York Yacht Club American Magic. Damage on board Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. I spoke to James Spithill and he talked me through the damage, but as always, he's looking forward. But it was also great to talk to both Tommy Slingsby and Jimmy Spithill about their youth teams and how well they're doing as well. Let's have a little bit of a look. And of course, we congratulated Sir Ben Ainslie on progressing through to the final. Kyle, what we're going to do is not talk about today.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll talk about yesterday.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Let's do that. Talk to me about yesterday, first day racing in the fleet against all of the actual AC parent teams in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was a super exciting day out there. Pretty epic conditions once the wind finally came in, big sea state and big wind. And it's a little gnarly at times going downwind, but you know we managed to hold it together, and especially with the race win at the end of the day.
I think nobody outside of our sport will understand just how much of a team unit you need to be when the conditions get gnarly like that.
Yeah, you definitely need to be in sync with all the guys on the boat, especially with your trimmer when you're driving the boat. And you know, both of the trimmers on our team do a fantastic job, knowing exactly what the next move is and kind of predicting what the helms are going to do next, so that we don't capsize and we keep it all going down the course.
Yeah, 100%. What was the biggest lesson learned yesterday?
I think just steering through the waves and kind of it made it hard for the trimmers to put the trav in the right spot, but they had a lot of trust in us. We have a lot of trust in them.
I think that's so important, and even when you're sitting in the cockpit, it's almost like you're in your own little universe together.
Yeah, definitely. You can't really see much, especially on the other side of the boat with the sails there, and there's only a window in the main, so that you can't really see much on the other side of the jib. So you're listening to the helm talking about what's going on the other side, and just kind of hoping there's no collisions.
Totally. But then today you got to see a lot of each other because we didn't see you racing so much. Do you want to talk me through the issues? Because I know you were asked not to race. That must be incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, super frustrating not to be able to race. We had a couple FCS malfunctions. That's the foil cant system on the port side. Just the board wasn't acting the way that it's supposed to, and kind of not going to the targets given to it. So we'll see what happens overnight, but the tech team's working hard to get it fixed for us.
Of course they are. Now you sound like a real sailor. I need my tech team.
Yeah, definitely.
I know, but on that note, being part of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, I mean, it's the world stage. Everybody's watching. It's incredible, the broadcast that's happening. I mean, is it pressure or is it incredible?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a little bit of pressure at these big events, but it's pretty incredible to be a part of it here, sailing these boats.
Yeah. All right, so we've got to go slip the tech team a few more slabs of beer, maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, Josh, how was your day?
Rough day, again hectic. We had a lot of sea state again, which made it tricky, but tricky for everyone, and yeah, it was a really challenging day.
AC40s are meant to be really dry boats, and they didn't look dry today.
No, they were definitely not dry. They were definitely not dry today, but as I said, it's part of it. For sure, we're pushing the boats to the limits in this breeze and sea state. So yeah, it's about finding the limits all the time and the trade-off between risk and reward. Risk and reward is a really good point. Now, Josh, today, tricky racing for you, as you mentioned. You're still in striking distance, though, because a lot of people struggled. Yes. Yeah, that was our... well, we would like to have done maybe a bit better, but yeah, it's still all to play for, and we'll go full on Friday to get those points to get us in the semi-finals.
The good news is you've got 4 races in. Yesterday we thought maybe you'd get no races in. I mean, the race committee are doing a great job.
Yeah, for sure. They make use of every breeze or chance to race. So really hats off to them how they manage it with the marks and how they push the new race courses, and as well with the issues we have on the boats, which doesn't make it easy. You have to give to this boat another 5 minutes. A 5 minutes postponed card. So they're doing a good job of handling all of this.
Definitely. Now, what's your background?
So my background, I'm a 49er sailor. I've sailed in the Olympic circuit for the past cycle, and have made the normal Olympic pathways from Optis to laser and then to the 49er.
Indeed, I've seen you on the pathway at The Hague. I was the on-water commentator, and then I was at the Games. But, I mean, what do you think about there being so many 49er sailors in the fleet? Do you think it's because of feel? Do you think it's because you like going fast?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I don't know why. I think the 49er is just a really popular class in general, and for sure we're used to do fast sailing in the 49er. Have as well similar situations maybe, which makes it more easy for us to sail in those boats. Like tactical situations can be sometimes fairly similar. So yeah, maybe something like that.
What's the biggest lesson you learned today?
Biggest lesson I learned today, as I would say, keep it simple. Simple stupid is the best thing, always.
Well, I'm definitely stupid. You can be simple.
Not sure. Not always.
James, how was your day?
Yeah, it was good. We came away with 2 seconds, so yeah, really happy.
Yeah, you have to be happy. I mean, yesterday you did get some racing in eventually. Talk to me about how long that day was, but now you've got 4 races under your belt.
Yeah, yesterday was a long day. You know, there was a moment where we thought we wouldn't get any in, but you know, the organisers did a great job of getting 2 in yesterday late and then getting 2 today and using the spare day.
What was the biggest thing you learned out there today?
Don't crash. I think yesterday we had quite a few crashes. You know, we felt like when we were up and going, we were going well, but today was just about keeping the boat in the air for as long as possible, and yeah, we did that well today.
I think perhaps the winner of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup might be the person who's able, or the team that's able to learn the quickest and look back at everything and work on everything, because you've had time in the boats but limited time. Other people have done a lot of time in the sim. What is it like coming together when there's been so many different preparations?
Yeah, well, just like you say, you know, every day we're all learning so much, and you see that in the way the boats are interacting. You know, every single interaction, the boats doing a better job. So I think, yeah, it's just about getting through the first round, and then you get an extra day's racing, and yeah, it's just awesome to be learning with all these teams. Seems
like a normal regatta. You'll be ready for the start at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Never fully prepared, but that's how we like it.
Perfect. You're out of here. All right, Gigi, good birthday.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you had a few wins on your birthday too. That doesn't hurt.
Yeah, good day. Happy for this. We had 2 days really hard because yesterday we sailed really late and this morning we arrived at the dock really early. So now I try to focus on my birthday, but before I was focused on sailing.
You might need a birthday nap.
For sure.
Yeah, big long day yesterday, but now you have 4 races completed and you're sitting at the top with a big margin.
Yeah, we are just half the way, so just focus on next days. Yeah, we have a margin, but we just need to continue to improve our sailing skills and just be focused on races.
I feel like everybody that is sailing for Luna Rossa has had lessons from James Spithill in the mix zone. You are all very focused on what is in front of you.
Yeah. Jim is a mentor for us, so we just need to focus on race by race and just think about this.
I think Jimmy is a mentor for a lot of people. I'm really good friends with his family too. I sailed with his sister, so I sort of understand a little bit of that mentality. How much has it helped you guys being so integrated with the parent team? Because I know you've done a lot of crossover, and even Marco has sailed on the AC37. I mean, how much are you really a part of the parent team?
I think it was the most important thing for us because we entered the team not so long. Like 5 months, not more for me. And but now I'm part of a big family, and I feel all the support from the big team. And at the moment we are sailing quite good, I think, for this reason. So just continue and happy for this.
It seemed like you were making some really good decisions, which is maybe reflective of that the strength of your team, when to jibe, when to tack, when to lift the foil, when to put it down, all these little tiny things that make big differences?
Yeah, I think for sure the experience of Marco, it's a big help. It's really helpful for us. So, and we believe each other. So, and it's working. So just continue like this.
100%. Now, how do I say happy birthday in Italian?
Buon compleanno.
Buon compleanno!
Thank you, grazie.
You're welcome. Ready? All right, Jimmy. How'd you go out there today?
Yeah, look, we had a lot of great races actually. I mean, back and forwards, lead changes, really tough conditions, you know, a bit of sort of up and down on the foils. But yeah, it's we'll be back out there tomorrow, I'm convinced of it, and get ready for a few more.
I know we're all enjoying the racing a lot, but nobody likes to see anybody have a breakage, and it was just devastating.
Yeah, it was a shame. I mean, it was just like the first one. It was a great race, and the boys are doing a good job. We're actually, you know, just built a little bit of a lead there, and we're in a good phase. But that's sport, and especially at the top level, you just expect a few curveballs to come your way. And as a team, that's why you have, you know, such a strong team behind you when you get tested in these times. And now you got to pull together, and we'll be back out there.
The first thing I thought was, I'm glad you weren't closer together when that happened. The next thing I thought was, I'm glad this happened when it wasn't perhaps a final.
Yeah, that's right. Well, look, I mean, you don't like to see it happen at any time on any team. But again, that wasn't the final race, and we're still one up here in this series. We know we can beat these guys. We've beaten them more than they've beaten us since we started this competition, and we're looking forward to getting out there.
Now, the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, let's chat a little bit about your team that's in that competition. They are sailing brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, they are an awesome squad. I mean, both teams actually, our female team, which hasn't raced yet, but they are a very, very talented group. I mean, Marco's actually done a lot of sailing on the big boat, just as much as Keko and I. But the rest of the team, a really good squad, great coaching team as well. So, yeah, really cool to see him out there performing.
I spoke to Gigi today, his birthday, another 2 wins, and I was so impressed with the quality, but I'm also impressed by them both in the mix zone. They very much emulate you, just so you know.
Yeah, well, I've learned a bit of Italian off both Gigi and Marco, so yeah.
It was good. I'll let you go. All right. We spoke a few days ago and we're like, you just need to make a few little differences and the scorecard could completely reverse. Hasn't quite gotten to completely reverse, but it looks a lot better.
It does look better. At the end of the day, look, I'm still very well aware that we're one race down. They need to win one race. We need to win 2. I'd still prefer to be in their position probably, but all I can say is momentum is shifting and we're getting more and more confident. We believe in our team that we can win, and we just got to keep that momentum rolling.
More and more time on the water too, which is incredibly important for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously all the teams get a couple of months of training in their new boats before we start racing, but it's really hard to sort of develop and get better when you're not allowed to line up with another team. And so every day you get out there and you get to race a boat that's similar speeds to you, both boats will be faster the following day because of that. And so this is priceless training we're getting and racing.
Indeed. And then I know you hate losing, but probably the worst way to win is when somebody has a breakage.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the way you want to win a race. Our thoughts are with Rossa there. That sucks losing a race like that. I've been in that situation before as well, obviously, as most sailors have. And yeah, look, we hope that they can be out there racing tomorrow. I'm sure they will. And we've got to focus on, we've got to try to win 2 races. And luck went our way today, but yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to go that way tomorrow.
The thing I want to bring back to, though, is that, yeah, there was a breakage, but you were right there. Like, the race was on, and I do feel like you had the potential to put pressure on them regardless, so I don't want to take that win away from you either.
Yeah, I mean, we were sailing well. I mean, it was back and forth. We had the lead a few times, they had the lead a few times. It was their turn when their breakage happened, but we were right there and we're on them. We felt like we were in good pressure going the right way. We were happy with the position, and then we saw what happened directly in front of us. They were 3 lengths ahead of us, and yeah, we saw the whole thing. So, yeah, our guys sailed really well in that race also.
Yeah, and then to finish it off when you've got a big distraction like that too is important. Now, ask Jimmy about it. The UniCredit Youth America's Cup's going on. The Americans are doing incredibly well. The Italians are doing incredibly well. There's a bit of a battle going on there too.
Yeah, it's all happening. Yeah, it's all, USA and Italy are going at it. And look, as much as I love our youth guys, I'm not too focused on them right now, and I'll support whenever I can, but I just want to get through tomorrow, and then I'll be their biggest cheerleader.
Okay, cool. We'll get those pom-poms for you that you've had cheering you off the time.
Can't wait. Sounds good.
Sorry.
What a pleasant surprise.
What a pleasant surprise. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, it's good.
It's
Good
really
to get there. Yeah, tough conditions, and certainly hats off to Alinghi, Red Bull Racing, pushing us seriously hard in those light conditions. It was a tough battle. We made it last time. We made it to the final, albeit under a different banner, if you like. But this feels slightly different. It feels like we've got some good momentum in the team. We know we can make some big improvements, particularly in these lighter airs. I think everyone's finding it hard, but we know that we've got to make some gains there. But the team's in a positive frame of mind and looking forward to the battle ahead.
Indeed, and I won't talk about further down the line because we don't do that in the America's Cup. We deal with one race at a time.
Yeah, that's right. Don't get carried away with ourselves. It's going to be really tight, isn't it? Luna Rossa and American Magic are in the thick of it in the other semi-final. Whichever team comes through that, we know it's going to be a really super tough opponent. And then, of course, if you make it through that and into the cup itself, then you've got the mighty Kiwis to deal with. So that's the challenge. That's why we love it.
It is why we love it, and we want to see a hell of a cup match, that's for certain. And it could be really interesting if it is a GVR boat that makes the final.
Oh yeah, I think so. But I think whichever team gets through is going to have a really, really good battle against the Kiwis. I think it's going to be tighter than it was in Auckland. I think the boats, the differences between the boats is smaller, as in all of the teams are more competitive, and I think it's going to be a fascinating series.
Excellent. Good luck.
All right, thanks.